All right, today I want to take a closer look at, you guessed it, Nvidia. The stock is down roughly 1% today, sitting at $871. From its year to date peak, the stock is down nearly 9%. We can see on March 25th, the stock was trading at somewhere around $950 and down roughly 8.2% right now. So for Nvidia, I want to take a closer look at a lot of different updates we're getting in forms of price targets, in forms of price hikes, in forms of pretty crazy revenue opportunities that some analysts are seeing, and a closer look at some maybe not bearish, but some thoughts that are happening with its competitor AMD. So let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
So the first thing we're gonna take a closer look at are news that while TSMC CoWoS faces supply shortage, Samsung reportedly secures Nvidia's 2.5D advanced packaging order. So now for those that are not familiar, might be wondering, hey Jose, what is CoWoS? What is 2.5D advanced packaging? So when it comes to building Nvidia's AI chips, they need to go through a special process pretty much called advanced packaging. In TSMC, is pretty much called that CoWoS solution. So right now that CoWoS solution is at a capacity right now. So Nvidia is trying to find other alternatives to obviously increase and improve their overall supply chain issues. And it does seem like Samsung is going to be a winner for this. And this can obviously help Nvidia boost their revenue for the upcoming solutions. Maybe not now in 2024, but definitely at least for 2025. It is not impossible though that can obviously help boost revenue here in 2024 either. And remember, this is just more on the advanced packaging side. It's not necessarily on the manufacturing side. So all you Samsung lovers, maybe not too much love on their manufacturing, but definitely on their advanced packaging. I also wouldn't be surprised that in the upcoming quarters we might see something like this also go into Intel. Intel definitely has some forms of advanced packaging solutions, and maybe they might be also able to help out Nvidia in some of their supply chain issues. So that's the first kind of news we have here. Now the second kind of news is Keybanc, a very big bullish player of Nvidia, increased the overall price target of Nvidia, but also a lot of other companies. I might do a video on the other companies in a bit, but they did raise their price target of Nvidia to $1,200. For Qualcomm, they lifted the price to 205. To Monolithic Power Systems, a company we talked about a bit in this channel, to 850. To ARM, 135, and Micron Technology to $150. They did cut the price target of Marvell Technology to $90 right now. So a lot of excitement around the AI space, especially for Nvidia. Now, the main reason they increased their price target for Nvidia's is it does seem like they're doing a lot of checks on the channels for supply chain. And Keybanc believes that Nvidia's premier AI product, the GB200, which is the Grace Blackwell superchip, is seeing strong industry interest and could generate anywhere between 90 billion and 140 billion in revenue. This is based on expected price range of roughly 1.5 million to $2 million, a beefy estimate that apparently eats up into AMD's pie of the MI300 GPU accelerator. So if you've been watching this channel, one thing that I was very, very bullish is how amazing the GB200 was, and how it was gonna, at least in the AI space, take a lot of the market share. Before we go any further, I just want to say thank you all for the amazing support we are getting in this channel. We're closing into 40,000 subs. That is insane. So if you haven't and you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Finally, if you want to support this channel a little bit more, check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now back to today's episode. So we can see Keybanc is very, very bullish on Nvidia for that GB200. Again, if you're not familiar with the GB200, feel free to check out all my other Nvidia episodes where I do cover it, especially during the GTC event. Now, one thing that I found pretty interesting here is this analyst does believe that while it doesn't mean that AMD is going to lose form of there's still high demand for AMD's chip, AMD's AI chip, the MI300X. He believes, or the Keybanc team believes, that the AMD might lose some wallet opportunity because the prices of Nvidia's chips are just too high. Not necessarily a bearish, and that seems more of just thinking on their end and kind of just seeing, hey, look, if prices are going up in this end, they have to go down somewhere. The other thing that could just end up happening is these kind of cloud service providers might need both solutions, so they might just increase their capital expenditure numbers in the upcoming quarter. And I personally believe that's what's going to happen in these upcoming earnings. We're going to see an increase in capex by cloud service providers like Microsoft, like Amazon, and the other players as well. Now, taking a closer look at something outside of the data center for NVIDIA, NVIDIA is reporting, there are reports that NVIDIA partners are raising the prices across various NVIDIA GPUs that are meant for the consumer market. Some are seeing up to 10% hikes. So this can mean that, hey, look, I mean, NVIDIA solutions, GPUs, even entry levels are really good for the AI market in forms of consumer AI solutions. So NVIDIA can definitely benefit, even though the consumer market is nowhere near as big as Nvidia's data center market. Any little bit helps in forms of increasing earnings per share and increasing revenue and increasing margins as well. So Nvidia seeing a nice demand boost on their consumer GPUs bodes well for the PC market, but it can also kind of tell us that, hey, look, if we're seeing an increase maybe in demand in GPUs, we might also see an increase in CPU sales as the PC market is expected to go up. So that's very bullish for companies like AMD and Intel. So what's good for one company can also mean that's good for a lot of other companies as well. Now, the final thing I want to take a closer look at is there was an analyst that came out today, Baird, BAIRD, that talked that AMD may have recently faced a cut to MI300X orders by a US hyperscaler. They do mention that they do not know whether the cut is due to market share shift or the hyperscaler scaling down to numbers more in line with shipment expectations. I personally would say it's more the latter, where MI300X is a product that has about a 7-month manufacturing time. So maybe these hyperscalers are just kind of focusing or are just rerouting their numbers to talk about the shipments they're going to get this year and maybe boost the shipments that they're going to get next year due to the overall manufacturing time. Now, analyst does mention that they also do not see any slowdown in orders for artificial intelligence products. So obviously very bullish for Nvidia, and they believe it's going to be supply tight even in 2025. So bullish for Nvidia, also bullish for AMD. They still have an outperform rating on AMD with a price target of $200. Now, Nvidia's also AMD also faces a lot of other competition in forms of Nvidia for GPUs for the data centers, GPU for the consumer market, but now their Grace CPU also for the server CPU market. So overall, it seems very, very bullish for Nvidia, and that's why Nvidia is my number one position. I did talk about why AMD is also not a bad investment right now for me. I talk about that in my previous episode. Make sure to check that out. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.